When we eat ice cream, we try not to make a mess of ourselves.
So here's that DRAGONMAID deck profile you guys have been asking for a lot. Try to do the same thing. Keep it clean.
What's up, everybody? This is Brian.
And I'm Logan, and this is Tops. Sup. And this is Bottom. Sup. Wow. Oh my god.
And hello, all my waifu-loving weebs. Welcome to the DRAGONMAID profile. We're crush cards! Hi, but you thought I forgot. I didn't. I just kept you waiting there. Hi, happy Monday.
So today we are very, very excited to bring you this DRAGONMAID deck profile. We have been working on this for over a month now with the release of Eternity Code and then just some brand new cards that came out that really help support this deck directly and indirectly. We are finally able to bring you what we feel like is a very strong, consistent, and powerful DRAGONMAID deck profile.
Because we're some strong, independent dragon women. We don't need no mans. Except for Borland Savage. We like Savage a lot.
This is a really highly anticipated and requested deck profile.
But yeah, I don't think this deck was highly requested because it's like tier 0 or anything. I think it was highly requested for one very mommy related reason. But that's okay. I support you and I love you and I'm here to encourage that love. But before we get into that,
if you guys are already not a subscriber, feel free to go down and hit the subscribe button. It really supports the channel, and turn on your notification bell so that you guys get notified every single time that we upload a video.
yeah, and I want you to be part of this big beautiful family because it's growing and I'd like it to grow even more so we can grow together. Wow, we also have an Instagram. It's at CrushCardsYGO. It's a wonderful place. It's Instagram. We answer messages, we post all the time, stories, live stream dates, all that fun shenanigan stuff. And then we also have a really wholesome Discord community. It's really great. I just added new roles. It's really fun. We Photoshop tops onto things. That's where we get all of our fun Phototops photos. So if you're ever wondering, it's in the Discord. And then last but not least, if you want to further support the channel, we have a Patreon. I just put the June bloopers up from last month. So those are really hysterical. Everyone really enjoys them, and you literally only need to be a member in order to see them. You don't have to be in any special tier. So feel free to check out the Patreon. All the links are in the description box down below, but if not, I'm just happy you're here. So let's clean house and clean up the meta with our DRAGONMAID.
So starting off with our monsters, we are playing triple copies of Chamber DRAGONMAID. This is actually the Euro print for any of you guys who might see this and think that it's a little darker and looks fake. It's not. It's Euro print. If you guys have not seen our Eternity Code opening, all 55 of them that we did, we pulled all 3 in this. But the reason that we are playing Chamber DRAGONMAID at 3, it is the best DRAGONMAID card and normal summon. And the card says that if this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 DRAGONMAID spell or trap card directly from your deck to your hand. That is the main reason you play this, because this card searches your fusion spell for the DRAGONMAID, which is one of the main end pieces of this end board. All of the normal summonable DRAGONMAIDs also have relatively the same effect, which is at the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to your hand, and if you do, special summon 1 level 7 or 8 DRAGONMAID monster from your hand or graveyard. So Chamber is a level 7, and then of course you can only use each of these effects once per turn. Then we are playing our secondary best starter, which is Kitchen DRAGONMAID at 3. This card is also absolutely ridiculous. It has the effect where if this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 DRAGONMAID monster from your deck to your hand, except itself, then send 1 DRAGONMAID monster from your hand to the graveyard. So if you open up a copy of something that you want in the graveyard, you can normal summon this, search something else, and then send that DRAGONMAID card to the grave. Or if not, you can just search something that you want in your graveyard regardless, like Chamber DRAGONMAID, I don't know, isn't that kind of weird? And then you can just bring it back later on in the turn and get its effect to search the fusion spell. So Kitchen DRAGONMAID is also really good because it says, once again, at the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to your hand, and if you do, special summon 1 level 8 DRAGONMAID monster from your hand or graveyard. So this one gets you the 8, and then the Chamber gets you the 7.
She's cute. I love Kitchen. I mean, everyone loves Kitchen. She's like still the most expensive, right?
Yeah, she's 54, I think, right now.
She's...
It's $150 on the screen right now. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, but Kitchen DRAGONMAID at 3.
What a tax.
And then the other DRAGONMAID cards that we are playing at 3 is
it's
triple
Parlor.
Parlor. I don't know why they
she's
only
cute.
made her a super. This
I
card
don't
is
know.
very strange.
I think
it's just
she's
a super.
so cute.
But Parlor has relatively the same effect where if this card is normal or special summon, you can send 1 DRAGONMAID card from your deck to the graveyard except itself. And then at the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to your hand, and if you do, special summon 1 level 8 DRAGONMAID monster from your hand or graveyard. So all the DRAGONMAIDs obviously have the same effect where they can, in the battle phase, bounce back to the hand to special summon 1 of the bigger copies. They're supposed to tag out and special summon the other copies of themselves, which is like the bigger dragons. But the reason that we are realistically playing these 9 cards is because, as we said, Chamber is your best starter because it searches your fusion spell. So Chamber allows you to just search the fusion spell. Kitchen allows you to get the Chamber and then put it in the graveyard, or Parlor allows you to just Foolish Burial the Chamber. So realistically, you're playing 9 copies of Chamber, and then with the fusion spell, you're playing 10 copies of the actual fusion spell, which is why we play the ratios that we do, because you can just LP this back, and you'll see that in the combo in the very end of the video. But once you LP this back, because it was normal or special, it allows you to search the fusion spell.
Man, see, the chamber's the best place to be, you know? Because it's the bedroom. I'm kidding, the kitchen's the best place. We love cookies.
And then the last...
Oh, are you feeling sick? Hang on. Don't worry. Our beautiful, sweet angel nurse is here to help you with her weird dragon feet. Anyway, we're playing one nurse.
Yeah. Nurse has the effect where if this card is normal or special summon, you can target one level 4 lower Dragon Maid monster in your graveyard except itself and then special summon it. And then same thing as all the others. At the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to your hand, and if you do, special summon one level 7 Dragon Maid monster directly from your hand or graveyard. So this is just a really, really good extender. That's why we only play it at 1. You don't often open up more than one of the Dragon Maid cards regardless, so this is a really cool option to send off like a Dragon Shrine to special back later to get a +1, or just anything else. Like if you have a way to dump this to the grave and then special it back towards the end of your turn, like this card just allows you to net so much.
She'll also just help you feel more alive because she's a nurse. I don't know where I'm going with this, guys. It's a weird deck. I just...
God.
Nurse.
Okay, 10 of the main little babies, and then we are playing 3 of the big dragons of the actual Dragon Maids, and we are playing the 1 Airness, the 1 Tinkek, and then the 1 Lorpar. These are just obviously the bigger versions of Nurse, Kitchen, and Parlor.
They're actually dragon versions, and they're also anagrams of the words that they were before. So Nurse is Airness, Kitchen is Tinkek, and Lorpar is Parlor. It's interesting that also now Parlor is a secret as a dragon form.
Yeah, that is...
Wow.
Ooh.
Dragon scale.
They all have the same effect, that they cannot be destroyed by card effect while you control a fusion monster, which mid to late game is really, really good because you're always going to control your fusion boss monster. But then in my personal opinion, I do think Airness is the best one because you can quick effect discard this card and then special summon one level 4 or lower Dragon Maid monster, which is really, really good because it just allows you to +1 and get another body on board. This deck realistically needs any level 5 or higher dragon monster, a starter, and an extender to do full combo every single turn. So that's why we only play these at 1. And then Airness also has the additional effect where at the end of the battle phase, you can return this card to your hand, and if you do, special summon a level 2 Dragon Maid monster from your hand. So basically, Nurse becomes this at the start of the battle phase, and then at the end of the battle phase, this bounces back to your hand, and then Nurse specials back out. So they just like transform, so to speak. And then Tinkek is a quick effect where you can discard this card and then target one Dragon Maid monster you control. It gains 2,000 attack until the end of the turn. Really helps you push for damage and even go for game most of the times. And then Tinkek and Lorpar have the same exact effect where at the end of the battle phase, you are going to return this card to your hand, and if you do, special summon one level 3 Dragon Maid monster. So Airness is level 2, and then Tinkek and Lorpar are level 3s.
And then for Lorpar, the effect is you can discard this card and target one face-up monster on the field. Players cannot activate the target's effect on the field this turn. It's not a quick effect, so you can only use it on your turn, which is kind of lame and kind of why it's not the best of the 3. But it's basically like your in-archetype effect veiler for your turn.
Yeah, and that's it. So that is all of the Dragon Maid monsters that we are playing.
Yay!
You guys know us, you know that we are relatively combo players, and so that being said, we are playing a very, very big supplemental dragon engine.
Ooh.
We are playing the 1 Red Rose Dragon and the 1 White Rose Dragon. A lot of people seem to think that these cards are bricks, but they are not, and let me explain why. Red Rose Dragon says that if this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can special summon 1 Rose Dragon monster from your hand or deck. So even if you open the White Rose Dragon, it's still not a brick. And then it has another effect, but that literally never comes up because we're not playing any plant synchro monsters. And then White Rose is really, really good too, because when this card is normal or special summoned, you can special summon 1 Rose Dragon monster from your hand or graveyard. So if your opponent does like stop you mid-combo, this still allows you to extend on your following turn. And then it also has the really cool effect where if you control a dragon or plant tuner, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it even allows you to +1 still off of its own effect. So these 2 cards are really, really good. If you stick around to the combo section, you will see why. Then we are playing the 1 Omni Dragon Brotar. This is basically just our LP target. This card says that if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card from your graveyard or basically from your hand. And then the really busted effect is that if this card is special summoned, you could target 1 face-up monster on the field, discard 1 card, and then if you do, add 1 monster from your deck to your hand with the same type and attribute as the target. So realistically, what we always do is you just target itself to search a dark dragon. Really, really good. Brotar is absolutely insane in this deck. And so is the 1 copy of Dragoonity Phalanx, or however you guys want to pronounce this card. This is basically just a tuner that is an equip monster and then unequips itself to special itself as a monster. It's the only reason we play it, and this is the only brick in the entire deck. It's a 41 card deck, so hopefully you just don't draw this card. I also think that this is the ugliest card in the entire deck. Like,
wow.
This dude is hideous. And then we are choosing to play our 1 Supreme King Dragon Darkworm and then the 1 Supreme King Gate 0. You don't have to play this card, but in testing we found that this card is really, really good because you do get to search it off of the Darkworm, and you do, as we just said, have to discard off of your Omni Dragon Brotar, and typically at that specific spot in the combo you have Herald up, so whatever you discard is going to get banished instead. So this is a free card to discard that just gets banished, so you don't actually lose any resources. And as everyone knows, Supreme King Dragon Darkworm, if it's the only card in your graveyard while you control nothing, you can just special summon itself, and then if it's special summoned, you get to add the Supreme King Gate 0 from your deck to your hand. And then we are choosing to play a 5-card Rocket Engine. We are playing the 1 Silver Rocket Dragon, the 2 copies of Rocket Tracer, and then the 2 copies of Apso Router Dragon. I honestly almost want to play Apso Router at 3, but it is kind of searchable depending on what you have and what you open and just your hands. But Apso Router Dragon says if you control a rocket monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and you can only do that once per turn. And then the really, really good effect about this card is if it is sent to the graveyard, so that's like Foolish Burial, Dragon Shrine from your hand to the grave, from the field to the graveyard, you get to add 1 rocket monster from your deck to your hand. The reason that we really, really like the Rocket Engine in this deck is because all of the rockets float. So in case you guys don't know what that means, it means that they all self-replenish. So when this leaves the field and goes somewhere, or when it leaves your hand and goes somewhere, it just gets you another copy of another monster, so you don't lose card advantage. And then the Rocket Tracer allows you to target 1 face-up card on the field, destroy it, and then special summon a rocket from the deck. So your Silver Rocket Dragon is always going to be your target, which is why you only played it 1, because you want it in the deck at all times. And it is really, really important to note that your Rocket Tracer is a level 4 tuner, so helps you get into your synchro plays. Also a level 4, you can just overlay some stuff for it. So I think this is probably the best engine in the entire deck right now. You can mess around with ratios, but in testing, these 5 work absolutely phenomenal. And then the Silver Rocket Dragon has the really, really busted effect where if this card is targeted by a Link monster, quick effect, you can destroy this card and then look at your opponent's extra deck and then banish 1 card from their extra deck, which is ridiculous because not only do you get knowledge of what your opponent is playing, now you get to banish any of the cards out of their extra deck that you think they may need.
Scary.
Yeah, really scary.
Big plays in today's non-existent meta.
To round out for our monsters, we are playing the 1 copy of Tempest and then the 1 brand new Red Eyes Common Darkness Metal Errata Dragon.
Errata. Wow.
Yeah, it's
But Tempest
terrible.
looks lovely. Hi,
Yeah,
Tempest.
Tempest is a beautiful limited edition secret wear.
Oh, man, Red MD, they did you dirty,
I
bud.
know,
We're
it's
so
bad.
sorry.
It's
Let's have a
so
moment of silence
bad.
for Red MD. Great, moving on.
So the reason we play Tempest, it is just a level 5 or higher dragon monster that you can special summon and get on the board for link material and then still have access to later on in the game. By having this card in either your hand or graveyard, you can banish a total of 2 wind and or dragon type monsters from your hand or graveyard, except this card, and then special summon it. Really, really strong. And the Red MD, awful, awful comment. I don't know why you guys chose to disrespect this card, Konami, and make it a comment and ugly and errata, but whatever. Everyone knows what this card does. Whenever it's special summon, you basically just special summon another dragon back from your graveyard. That's exactly what you do. Now it is a hard once per turn.
Look at all that text.
As you can see right there, hard once per turn. Sucks. But the other really cool thing is that if you open this card, you can special summon this card from your hand by banishing 1 face-up dragon monster you control. So you get to make an even more unbreakable board. Maybe we'll show that in the combo section, so make sure you guys stick around for that. And then moving off to the spells we have, I like to call this our 4 package because we're playing 3 copies of World Legacy Guard Dragon and then the 1 Monster Reborn. So these are basically just our Reborn cards. World Legacy Guard Dragon allows you to activate it and then target a level 4 or lower dragon monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, or special summon it. And then it has the additional option where you could target a monster on your field and then move it to any zone. So really, really helpful for your Guard Dragon plays and just a really, really good extender. And then Monster Reborn, it's Monster Reborn. Helps you go first, helps you go second. You get anything.
Nutty.
And then moving on, we have our other 4 package, which is triple copies of Dragon Shrine, and then the 1 Foolish Burial. Shout out to our buddy Leo who sent this to us in our P.O. box. So Leo, if you're watching this, we really, really appreciate this. Once again, favorite artwork of this card, so we're going to play it in as many decks as possible. But this just allows you to see any dragon monster or just any monster that you would realistically need and get it directly out of your deck and into the graveyard. So you could have any extender, or realistically what these are here for is this is your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th copy of Darkworm. So it just allows you to not have to brick on Darkworm and just have access to this or any other dragon dragon card in your graveyard that you could need.
Oh man, we really like the number 4. Now we're playing the 4 rocket package, which is the quick launch and the boot sector launch. Wow, wow, wow. Look at all this launching we're doing. We're going into space, team.
I really love this engine, and just any dragon deck, or like any deck that can really afford it. This allows you to special summon any rocket monster from your deck to your side of the field. Not a hard once per turn. Absolutely ridiculous. You could use all 3 of these if you really wanted. And then the boot sector launch is searchable off of the cards in your extra deck, but it allows you to special summon up to 2 rocket monsters with different names from your hand in defense position, or going second, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon rocket monsters with different names from your graveyard in defense position up to the difference of the monsters that you and your opponent control. Just allows you to extend and go even further. And then we are playing the 1 copy of Dragoonity Divine Lance. We are not playing Dragon's Ravine, but off of Romulus, this is our search target instead. This card says that you can only equip this to a Dragoonity monster, and then it makes it unaffected by trap effects. Then you can equip 1 dragon type Dragoonity tuner from your deck to the equipped monster. So this basically just allows you to get your Phalanx and then equip it to your Romulus so that it can unequip itself and get you a free bounty on the board. You don't really want to open this because it's not like a +1, but if you do, it's not the end of the world.
And I bet you guys thought we didn't have any more Dragon Maids cards, so for any of you being like, what the hell, there's only 12 Dragon Maid cards, guess what? Here's 2 more. We got Dragon Maid Hospitality and Dragon Maid Changeover. Geek geek.
So Hospitality is basically your in-archetype monster reborn for any of your Dragon Maid cards. It's really good. You special summon them in defense position and then send 1 Dragon Maid monster with the same attribute but different level from your deck to your graveyard. So not only is it reborn, but it's Foolish Burial also. Like, this card is absolutely nuts. And then we do play the 1 copy of Dragon Maid Changeover, which says fusion summon 1 dragon fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. And then it has the other effect. While this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 Dragon Maid monster you control, add this card to your hand, and if you do, return that targeted monster to the hand. You can only use this effect of Dragon Maid Changeover once per turn. The only reason we're playing both of these at 1 is, as we said, all of the other little Dragon Maid monsters just search all of these. Like, they're all the same copy of Chamber, and Chamber just gets these cards for you. There's no need to play these cards at more than 1 because you're basically just playing them at 11 and 12. So it's really easy to get these cards.
I would just like to talk about how cute the art is on this card. I don't know if you guys can see it super well, but this is adorable. Like, look at Parlor stuffing her face, such a mood. Kitchen's happy to be alive. I don't know what House is doing, but she's being a mom. We've got Nurse being a little nurse and helping Laundry out. Laundry's got the laundry. Guys, these cards are so cute. I love it. I think it's perfect. And then Changeover just looks really cool because she's like, yeah, I'm gonna wreck House. Haha, get it? Wreck House? She's House? All right, we're done. Let's move on. We're going to the extra deck.
All right, we're going to attempt to fly through this extra deck because these are just generic cards. Everyone knows what these cards do. We're playing the 1 Link Cross because this card just gets you tokens up to the amount of a Link rating that was used for this card's Link Summon. It's tokens. We all know what this card's for. We're playing the 1 copy of Striker Dragon. This card is only necessary at 1. Honestly, tried it at 2 and it didn't really work out that much. It never came up. You don't need this at more than 1. So the reason that we are playing this is because if this card is Link Summoned, you get to add a Boot Sector launch from your deck to your hand. Really crucial to the combo. Really easy to search your field spell. This card just allows you to get it no problem. And it only takes 1 dragon monster from a level 4 or lower to make. So you can make this with anything. Playing our Guard Dragon package, we are playing the 1 LP and then the 1 Pisty. I mean, like, we don't really need to explain these cards, do we? LP specialist from hand or deck, and then Pisty summons from grave or banished. It's just like, we all know what these cards do. They're Guard Dragons.
And LP's still legal for a long time. LP's avoiding the ban train.
Just combo pieces, we are playing the 1 Delingorous Dragon. This card is really good in the deck because it just takes 2 dark dragon monsters to make. 3/4 of your deck is dark and dragons, so super easy. It does have a lot of other effects, but the main one that we use this card for is just to get our guard dragons off the field because it just requires 2 dark dragons. And if a rocket monster is special summoned to your side of the field while this card is in your graveyard, you get to special summon this card back but banish it when it leaves the field. That 1 rocket summon automatically becomes a Link 3. It's super good.
He's a common, but he's a good boy. We like our Delingorous boy.
I know, they never printed this as anything else.
Well, he came out in date.
Why.
He's new.
We are playing the 1 copy of Dragoonity Knight Romulus. This is basically just our play starter when it comes to our Link monsters. This just takes 2 dragon and or winged beast monsters except tokens. Super easy to get this out, and the reason that we are playing this is because it allows you to search your Dragoonity equip spell, get your whole combo rolling. As soon as we wrap up the extra deck, we will hop right into the combo section so you can see how it's done. Then we are playing everybody's favorite can of soup.
Oh my god, it's noodles! pipeline.
Special summons a tuner from your hand or deck. You don't need to know everything. You know this card. We are playing the one copy of Triple Burst Dragon. There are 2 flex spots in this extra deck. I do think that Triple Burst offers this deck some really cool utility in the fact that it's a dragon, and it only takes 2 monsters except tokens, so this helps you clear your guard dragon lock. And it also, once per turn during the damage step, when a spell or trap is activated or a monster effect is activated, quick effect, you can negate the activation. So it does give you some like battle protection here and there. It doesn't come up often, but it is an additional negate, and it's a dragon. Fits with the deck really well. Down arrow, super duper good in the deck. Our main boss monster of the deck, we are playing the one Unchained Abomination.
Whoa.
This card is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, it's the one that's like, oh, destroy this time, destroy anything, destroy in the end phase, destroy when something happens, destroy when your opponent breathes.
Yeah, this card says if a card on the field is destroyed by a card effect except this card, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. And when another monster is destroyed by battle, you can target one card on the field, destroy it.
Wow.
During the end phase, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. Like, this card just destroys everything. It's ridiculous.
It's me on a Monday. Oh my god, it's a Monday. Guys, I'm so sorry.
And it's really generic because it's a Link 4 that just takes 2 monsters, including a Link monster. So this card is ridiculous in the deck.
They should have named it Godzilla.
Yeah.
Unchained Godzilla.
He's like a little puppy.
Yeah, he's a puppy, alright.
Then moving into our Synchros, we are playing our 1 copy of Martial Metal Marcher, the 1 Herald, and then the 1 Borreload Savage Dragon.
Wow, these look familiar, don't they?
Yeah, this is just a combo deck. It sets up really strong, ridiculous boards. Martial Metal Marcher allows you to special summon a tuner directly back from your graveyard to your side of the field. Herald is an Omni Negate and a Floodgate, and then Savage is an Omni Negate as well. Super duper good cards, super generic, super easy to make in the deck.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like, it's just part of the combo.
They just have really good synergy in this deck. I mean,
And every other deck in the
what
freaking meta.
This is just the reality we're living with, guys. We want to make Dragon Maid something cool and fun. Here it is.
And as I said, we have 2 flex spots in the extra deck. The other one that we chose to go with was the Abyss Dweller. Shout out to the gold rare, as we are going to get the gold reprint set coming out soon. Figured it was only like foreshadowing, kind of fun.
We don't have an ulti, so we're just kind of,
yeah.
This is what we live with.
But this card basically just shuts off the graveyard, 2 level 4s, super easy to make. You have tons of options at the end of your combo. This can just be one of them, depending on your matchup. And then to round out our extra deck, we are playing the 1 copy of House Dragon Maid, and then the 1 copy of Dragon Maid Show.
Oh my god, more Dragon Maid cards. See, guys?
So these are your fusion targets for your Dragon Maid fusions. Show takes 1 Dragon Maid monster and then 1 level 5 or higher Dragon monster. And then during each standby phase, you can special summon 1 level 9 or lower Dragon Maid monster from your hand or graveyard. And then the really cool thing about this card is that when your opponent activates a card or effect, so anything, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do destroy that card, also return this to your extra deck and then special summon 1 Dragon Maid House or House Dragon Maid from your extra deck. So first off, this negates the activation and destroys, which will trigger your Unchained Abomination. So this card pops 2 and recurs itself by getting you a House Dragon Maid out of your extra deck and then putting this back in your extra deck, just allowing you to go for game if you need it, because this is a 3500 beat stick, giving you access to it yet again. House Dragon Maid says that once per turn during the standby phase, you could target 1 other Dragon Maid monster you control, special summon 1 Dragon Maid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position who is 1 higher or 1 lower of a level than it, and then when another face-up dragon monster you control is returned to the hand, except during the damage step, you could target 1 monster your opponent controls and destroy it. So these just trigger your Unchained Abomination. They're really good disruption and really simple to make in this deck.
I just like to talk about how House looks so super nice and like, oh, hello, welcome to my house. And then her like fusion monster is like, oh, I'll literally rip you to shreds. I don't know, I just think that's a beautiful duality that they're capturing here in this poetic Dragon Maid deck.
So a lot of Dragon Maid decks that we have seen, whether they're competitive, casual, whatever, they are playing the 2 house because this does recur itself, so you can get back into this. However, if you do watch the combo section and see the end board, you don't need 2. You have more than 10k damage on board. You're typically not playing past your 2nd or 3rd turn regardless, and if you really do want to play 2 of this, you can just drop the Abyss Dweller, absolutely no problem.
As always, the side deck will be up on Patreon. If you are a Patreon member, you will have access to that. So if that interests you, be sure to go check it out. The link is in the description. But if not, we're going to do some combos for all of y'all. So yeehaw, let's go.
So we're just going to shuffle real quick, allow these cards to get nice and mixed up. We realistically do just need to see a normal, special, and then like a level 5 or higher dragon monster. But that's super easy. There's so many routes to get through. You can search 3/4 of these cards. And yeah, we'll just allow our opponent to cut.
Deck's pretty consistent, so I think it'll be fine.
And we'll see. Dragon Shrine.
Amazing.
Level 5 or higher. Wow, perfect. A normal, and then another normal.
Wow.
Super duper good. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do here is we are going to activate the Dragon Shrine.
They're gonna think you're playing Blue Eyes and they're gonna let it go. Little do they know.
We're gonna send our Dark Worm, and then of course the Dark Worm is gonna activate, special summoning itself, and then because it was summoned, we are gonna search the Supreme King Gate 0. So we already have a starter / extender on the field. Now we can just normal summon our Kitchen Dragon Maid, activate the effect. We're gonna search our chamber, but then at Resolution Kitchen is gonna allow us to get rid of a Dragon Maid card. So we're just gonna send the chamber, and now here we're just gonna link summon into our Dragoonity Knight Romulus, and then Romulus will activate. We are going to search our Dragoonity Divine Lance. We can then activate the Divine Lance targeting the Dragoonity Knight Romulus, and then equip the Phalanx directly from our deck to it. Now, the Phalanx will activate, unequipping itself to special, and then we can turn our Romulus into our Link Cross. And then, of course, Link Cross will activate, and we can special summon
Our
two...
cute little Link Cross tokens that you can get from Cardboard Gaming. Links in the description box down below, and we have a discount code, CrushCards10, to get you 10% off your whole order. Wow.
And that being said, we will Synchro summon our 3 and our 1 into our Martial Metal Marcher, and then Marcher will then activate, special summoning back the Phalanx. Whoa there, friends. And then this is where we make Needle Fiber.
We're making soup. We're cooking soup. Is it wonton soup? Is it chicken noodle? It's noodle fuber.
And then he will activate, special summoning our Red Rose Dragon directly from our deck. And then, of course, we'll Synchro summon here again into our Herald of the Arclight, and then because we use the Red Rose Dragon, it will allow us to special summon a White Rose Dragon directly from our deck. And at this point in the combo, now we are officially Nibiru proof. We can just play through any single hand trap, but if not, it doesn't really matter. We do have other extenders on our hand, and then we also have other ways in our graveyard to get certain extenders, so really, really easy. This deck is super duper hand trap proof, so really consistent, really strong. It doesn't do well against like 8 hand traps, but then again, no deck does, so that being said, we're gonna link our Phalanx into our Guard Dragon Elpie, and then we can link our White Rose Dragon into a Striker Dragon, and then when Striker Dragon is summoned, we're gonna search our Boot Sector Launch. And now because we have 2 monsters that point to the same zone, Elpie can activate. We'll special summon our good boy Brotar directly from the deck, and then this is exactly what we were talking about, right? So obviously Brotar is gonna have to have you discard, but because Herald is on the field, it's not discarded, it's banished, but you do have the Supreme King Gate 0, which is a useless card, so we're just gonna discard it, and because it's banished, we still don't lose anything in our hand that we need. So we are going to search a Dark Dragon. We already have the Rocket Tracer, so at this specific spot in the combo, you can search anything else that you would need. We're gonna search an Absolouter Dragon here, and then we can just shuffle Ophagus, and now we can link our Elpie and our Striker Dragon into our Delingerous Dragon, and now we have 2 monsters, both link 2s. We can get out our Unchained Abomination, and now this is where the combo gets really, really strong. We can link our Omni Dragon Brotar into our Pisty, and now Pisty will activate because they both point to the same arrows. Special summoning our Chamber Dragon Maid. Now Chamber, because she's normal or special, allows us to search the fusion spell. So we will search Changeover at this specific spot in the combo, and then here we can just activate the Changeover, fusing with our Chamber Dragon Maid and our level 5 or higher monster. This will special summon our Dragon Maid Shout, and then, wow, Absolouter was sent to the graveyard. Just for hand advantage, we will search another copy of Rocket Tracer. You don't really need it, but you always want to have options, right? And then at this spot in the combo, we can now activate our Boot Sector Launch, special summoning our Rocket Tracer. And then because a Rocket monster was special summoned, Delingerous Dragon will special summon itself back to the side of the field.
What?
And then we have a 2 and a 1. We can special summon into our Triple Burst, and now we can activate Rocket Tracer's effect, popping the Boot Sector Launch to special summon the Silver Rocket Dragon directly from our deck. So this is our end board right here. It's pretty ridiculous. We have a Herald, we have a 3500 negation, we have Battle Protection, we have this which pops everything all the time, and then we have options here, right? So we can either activate this in the end phase to pop this and then see our opponent's extra deck and then banish any problematic card out of there, or you could overlay into like an Abyss Dweller, but probably the safest bet is I would now Synchro summon
into our best boy, Mr. Borlode Savage Dragon.
And then of course Savage activates, equipping Needle Fiber
For 2.
So this is our end board, depending on where you want to go, depending on the routes that you want to go with your level 4s, rank 4s, Synchro 8s, whatever you want to call it. We still have 3 cards in hand, and then I mean we have like 2 Omni Negations. This will pop a card, which will trigger this to pop a card, and then like in the battle phase, this will pop another card if you attack with something on your turn, or at the end phase, it just pops another card. This gives you battle protection. Like this deck is really, really insane.
Yeah, and then you have your Omni Negates with Savage.
Yeah, so how this works is basically, there's technically 3 Omni Negates, because this will activate when your opponent does something you don't like, spinning itself back, special special summoning your House Dragonmaid, and because something was destroyed, as we said, Unchained Abomination will trigger and it will pop another card. So one card gets you 2 disruptions. But as we said, if your opponent lives till the next turn, which they're not going to, that's pretty scary,
Oh yeah,
friends.
this mean 600 Herald that you're probably gonna use. Yeah, right. But yeah, for Dragon Maids, this is a pretty sick end board, I will say myself.
Yeah, this is like, it's like Dragon Maid / Dragon Link, but at the same time, we wanted to make this deck as competitive as possible, and this, yeah, it's just like, it's a really fun deck, it's a really strong deck, definitely in the more competitive tier when it comes to like a Dragon Maid deck.
But yeah, we hope this deck was fun for you guys. Feel free to comment and let us know what you think of this build. We really worked hard on it, we really enjoy it, and we really wanted to showcase where this deck can go. Of course, it's not a tier 0 deck. This is definitely a rogue deck that we are trying to push, which is why we use the Dragon Link combo. So we hope this helps you, we hope you like it, and we hope this inspires you to play with the deck a little bit, because it can go a lot of places in a lot of different routes.
So that being said, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to go down and hit the subscribe button, throw this video a like, and check us out on Instagram.
And with that being said, we love you, you matter. Don't forget to tell your Dragon Maids that you love them and that they're perfect. And if you have any other cute decks you want us to work on in the future, let us know in the comments. But for now, the boys are gonna come say goodbye.